Yeah, but how is the weekend for your side?
Ask me how is July.
Okay, how's July?
July has been mixed feelings for me, and it almost feels like it's the longest. It has been the longest month of this year so far. You know, coming from the part where I mean we lost a colleague in this in Western Spring Television.
It's actually
you know,
a sad one.
and in the course of the week too, I mean, we lost like 3 prominent men.
I mean,
you know,
yes.
So
yes,
it is.
exactly.
July has been filled with mixed feelings for me, you know. So, and I say this prayer right now, like, may God heal every of our hurting hearts. You know, in as much as pain can be very hard to deal with, we still got to find a way to move on. You know. So, but basically, we are alive and we are celebrating grace. So, good morning, Femi.
Yeah, good morning. A bright morning and a beautiful one. Yes.
Did I just bring your mood from here to here?
You know, it's sometimes when you get to reflect on some things, you just see that the mood just
drops.
Switches and all that. Actually, the one you mentioned is actually a sad one, but life goes on.
Yes, and we are here.
We keep living one day at a time. You know,
Fair
as
enough.
long as God gives us the prayer. I used to say something that every day you have is an opportunity, and it's very important that you do well to utilize it well.
Fair enough.
Because every day counts. It's a gift from God, and you don't have to waste it. So this day also is a gift, and we have to utilize it well. And part of utilization is we've been here.
Definitely.
Yes, people at home, good morning.
Yeah.
We are back, and to make it delightful for you, welcome to Spring Delight on Western Spring Television. My name is Olufemi Lagbe. Good morning and happy weekend.
Definitely. And my name is Ajibike and Jeremy Ojo, welcoming you to Spring Delight this morning. Okay, already, in case you know, in case you do not know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, our very first segment, we take our viewers through the word of aerobics. This is where we let you to exercise there at the comfort of your home. I keep saying this week after week. You know, exercising is good business. It might not come easy, but eventually it is worth it. And trust me, when you take in so much, you just got to burn out those calories.
Exactly. So at this point, we'll quickly go for some aerobics. We'll be right back. Let's stay with us.
It's Musky. 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 Now I will start. Please pay attention to me. Last round. Ready? 3, 2, 1, easy. Musky. Musky. Well done. Let's go. Keep kicking. Keep moving. Touch down. Almost ready. Well done. Pay attention. Almost ready. Come on. Woo! Let's go. That's why I said pay attention to me. That's why I said pay attention. Let's go. Well done. Come on. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1, stop. Well done, people. I'm sure I don't die yet. I'm sure I don't die yet. I'm sure I don't die yet. Okay. Let's jump back at that side, at that corner. So people can come to this angle. There's 6 space there. Let's go. Behind and beside someone. Behind and beside someone. Stretch your hand again to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Now, make sure you're beside someone and also behind someone. Let's program. Squats. Up. 1, 2, up. Ready? Come on. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, up. 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 1, 2, stop. Round 5. Halfway. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, up. 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 Again. Ready? Round 6. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go. 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. Well done. Well done. Again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, up. 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 Well done. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, up. This time around. The last round. I want us to clap with it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2, clap. Now that. 1, 2, clap. Let's go. 1, 2, clap. 1, 2, clap. Well done. 1, 2, clap. Now that. 1, 2, clap. Let's go. Well done. Right side. Let's go. Right side. Come on. Let's go. Well done. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side. Come on, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. Well done. Stop. Right side again. Your right, my left. Come on. 3, 2, 1, go! No regret. I forgive everyone you. Oh, I believe. 3, 2, 1, stop. Other side again. Come on. Halfway there. 3, 2, 1, go! Well done. done. Your right, my left. Almost done. Literally our last program. 2, 1, go! Now pick a partner while we are wrapping up. Pick a partner. 3, 2, 1, stop. Pick a partner.
Hello, my name is Rofiat. I'm here for Aerobond workout. I've been working out for the past 1 year. Before I was weighing 93 kg due to frequent workout. I'm now weighing 80 kg. It is very good for your lifestyle. It keeps you fit and healthy. You don't gain weight unnecessarily. So join us for the next edition. Bye.
My name is Sammy Kingston. Yeah, I'm here for the Aerobond. I've been working out for the past 8 years to 9 years. So I'm here to improve my health, my fitness. And I encourage you people to come here to work on your body, to work on your health, so you can get better.
Let's go. Keep bouncing. Now this side. That's it, this side. Let's go. Now I want you to speak of hand movement. Stop. We are going again. Again. If you are with me, please pay attention. Once again. Now side shuffles. 1, 2. Go, 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 go. Come on. Let's count from the 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now face this side. This side. Let's go. Same thing again. Keep bouncing. Bounce. Bounce. Let's go. Side shuffle. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The right side. The right side. Go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well done. 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Are you ready?
Now this is our program. We're not starting yet. Make sure you are behind and beside someone. Your right hand to your left leg. Right hand to left leg. Again. Ready? Come on.
3, 2, 1, stop.
Stop. Let's go now.
Round 2.
Right hand to left leg. Position. Up, 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 up.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Well done. Well done. Come on. 3, 2, 1, stop.
Round 3.
Other side. Left to right.
4.
3, 2, 1, go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Well done.
3, 2, 1.
Switch again. Alternate. Let's go.
5.
Come on. 3, 2, 1, go. Well done.
3, 2, 1. Stop.
Last round.
Round 8.
Last round.
And 1. 5. 4.
Come on.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Finish up. Finish strongly. Well done. Come on. Come on.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
2, 1, stop.
Yes, you're welcome back. And that has been, I believe you did that as well at home, at least do one or two things. And you know, the soundtrack that was coming in is
Made it
also
more
a
fun.
vibe, you know. It makes it more interesting as you're working, you're stretching out, you're also dancing along.
And music is life, they say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And to think of it, your two guests actually are good singers. Maybe one of these days will come and perform live for you.
Definitely right. Would definitely want to do that for our viewers. Okay, welcome back. It is still Spring Delight on Western Spring Television, channel 190 DTT on StarTime. And do well to follow up on us on all our social media, platforms. Yes, we have our Facebook, our YouTube, our TikTok, our X. You know, all you got to do is just type your Western Spring Television and we are going to be in your faces with our amazing content. Yes, up next on Spring Delight is celebrity birthdays and today in history. You know, I mean, in the course of the week, some of you must have celebrated your birthday. Somebody out there's birthday is today. And I need you to understand that irrespective you're on our screens or not, you are a celebrity wherever it is that you are. And whoever is celebrating today, I pray to God that it is not going to be your last birthday. So merry happy birthday from here to you.
So from all of us, our MVPs, we celebrate with you in case your birthday was during the course of the week. Today is actually your birthday. We, from all of us at Western Spring Television and the Spring Delight crew, we say happy birth week and happy birthday to you. So we go for celebrity birthdays and today in history. Stay with us.
Okay, welcome back to Spring Delight on Western Spring Television 190 on DTT. Yes, and right now we have our first guest seated. In recent weeks, Nigeria has bid farewell to three towering figures. Yes, men whose lives were woven into the fabric of our national identity.
From the royal corridors of Ibadan and Ijebu to the highest seat of power in Aso, these men embodied leadership, tradition, and public service.
Yes, we honor the late Olubadan of Ibadan land, a custodian of culture and symbol of ancient Yoruba heritage. the Awujale of Ijebuland, a monarch of wisdom and influence, whose reign spanned decades of change, and former President Muhammadu Buhari, a military man turned statesman, whose imprint on Nigeria's political history remains unmistakable.
Join us this morning as we reflect on their legacies, their leadership, and their lasting contributions to the Nigeria's development.
This is more than remembrance. It is a celebration of lives that shaped our past and challenged us to rise towards a greater national figure. Yes, a future. Joining us in the studios to discuss this is, yes, architect Goke Omigbodo, a public affair analyst.
And also, I would like to say that he's also the substantive chairman of Afenifere here in Osho State. Good morning, architect.
Yes, good morning, Femi, and good morning to my pretty sister here too.
I will not take that. I can't believe you know Femi and you will not call her GBK.
You didn't allow me to finish. I said my pretty sister.
You still adding compliments to it.
Hijacked it from me. Okay, so can I remove the pretty sister and just mention good morning at GBK? But then I'll still come back to you because honestly, I admire Femi's cap. And I was expecting a complimentary headgear from you.
Oh my goodness, Femi, you did this to me.
You look more like the Queen of England, like either the Awujale or the Olubadan that Femi looks like.
Okay, but I've made out of distance, but very well. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Today, as you've heard in the introduction, we're here to talk about July has actually been historic in Nigeria in the sense that three prominent people die every day. However, as a country, in July, we have three prominent individuals who have died, and we want to check on their legacies and lessons that we can learn from their lives. Now, starting first of all, give us the reflection of what do you think is the reflection, the mood of the nation as a whole regarding the death of the Olubadan, the Awujale, and the immediate past president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari.
Well, immediate people affected, respective families of those eminent citizens would be the saddest of all. And generally as a people, because we do not ordinarily speak ill of the dead, we do not want to mock the dead. So generally too, a lot of people think it's a sad period for us. In fact, the flags are still flying in half-mast even right now. But, you know, the irony of life is that the Yorubas will say that there's no way that you can walk without your head jigging. And so there will still be those who would either be indifferent or even a little joyous that things like this happen, because I've seen video clips of parts of the north where some youths were celebrating the passing of the former head of state, Muhammadu Buhari. And you also know that Ibadan has one of its appellations as Agbotikuyo. That is those that hear about the death of someone and rejoice because of the lineage to ascending the throne of the Olubadan. You already know who is next. So by the time the incumbent passes on, then the family of the next in line will start rejoicing. So as the family of the Olubadan may be in a mourning mood, the family of the next in line to the Olubadan would be in a mood of rejoicing. And again, there is this saying that I heard from one traditional ruler in Yoruba land. I was amazed. I greeted him. I said, Kabiyesi o. And he said, yes, I know you will genuinely say Kabiyesi to me because you are not a prince. I said, so what would princes say? He said, they will say, Kako Osio. That is, they are wishing that you die so that the next families can also come in line. So you can see that we would always have a mixed bag about life. Those that will mourn the dead will mourn them, and those that will rejoice at their passing would, and those that will be indifferent also would.
All right. Before HBK will come in, I want to I like the aspect where you mentioned that of the Oba of that's Ibadan, that's Olakunle, who just died, and the issue of the next in line coming in. However, this king reigned within a year. What can you say?
Less than a year.
Yes, that's why I said hard to say within a year. Like, what can you say his legacy has been just ruling less than a year? Like, what is the impact that you said he has contributed?
There wasn't any upheaval in Ibadan land when he reigned as the Olubadan. And again, honestly, for a lineage that the ascendancy is by promotion, there is nobody that eventually becomes the Olubadan that would not have been contributing to legacies of the predecessors. So to just focus only on the legacy within his era would also mean the legacy of all the contributions of all that have been part of that ladder, and will therefore also be looking up to his own ascendancy to the throne someday. It is interesting to know that it was when this Olubadan was crowned, or maybe shortly before, about that time, that the present Olubadan-elect agreed to wear a crown, because he said he didn't want one, because he would rather just wait to become the Olubadan. And the law would have precluded him from ascendancy if he didn't agree to wear that crown. So, well, whether it was as a result of Oba Olakunle's intervention or not, that's why I said issues happen during your time, sometimes because of your intervention. And so if you will determine what happened in somebody's era, it may not just be those things that are directly connected to the person. So I wouldn't know if Oba Olakunle had any hand in persuading the Olubadan elect, now Oba Rashid Ladoja, because even as the Otun, they are all addressed as Oba. The Ashipa is addressed as Oba. So all of them are Oba so and so. So because now they all wear crowns. And so Oba Adewolu Ladoja started wearing a crown under Oba and resolved a lot of issues within the chieftaincy circle. Those ones were resolved under his era, whether by him or just by coincidence. And there was never a time that Ibadan did not enjoy some form of development one way or the other. So peace has reigned in Ibadan under Oba Olakunle. Isn't that something that we can refer to as a legacy?
Well, it is, isn't it?
We had this debate of some high chiefs being promoted to lesser, from high chiefs to lesser obas. So how does this promote continuity change for the Olubadan himself?
There will be reasons for such issues to arise, because the system is dynamic. Adjustments are being made here and there from time to time. And there are rules that guide this ascendancy, because even some of the rules have to do with particular persons who, on account of disability, may not finally ascend the throne, may have negotiations made with the children that we would allow you to skip some lines because your father never became, so that at the point where you will join the ladder will be higher than ordinary. You will remember it's not only Ibadan that uses this ascendancy formula or pattern. We have it in Modakeke in Osun here. We have it in Odeomu. We have it in a few other places in Yoruba land. So when such what we would call shunting, somebody skipping certain, then it will mean that certain others who ought to have been moved up would either stay where they are or whatever else would happen, but they will still remain on the ladder.
All right, I have this question. When Obalakule died, I saw a list of Olubadans that reigned before his time, and he's not the only king that reigned within a year. There were some that also reigned within a year, and I was wondering that, in your own opinion, do you think there should be a review of this? Because Obalakule got to the throne at the age of 84. Now, do you think, in your own opinion, do you think there should be a review to allow younger kings to get to the throne of Olubadan so that we can have a longevity of rulership, in your own opinion?
I honestly don't think so. I admire their ascendancy platform and pattern. Interestingly, a little digression, and I'll come back to your question. I am an architect, and the ascendancy pattern for us in the Nigerian Institute of Architects, for you to become president of the institute, will make you start from first becoming a member of the strategic committee, then becoming third vice president, second vice president, first vice president. In all those years, you will have learned so much that by the time you become president, you are just doing it so smoothly,
Fair enough.
effortlessly, because you already learned the ropes. It is the same thing that would ordinarily happen in the Olubadan ascendancy to the throne. Because I always crack jokes with my colleagues, architects. I say, we have an Olubadan ascendancy style, but it works perfectly for us. And I know a few other professional bodies like that, okay? But it is not completely automatic too with us. If you don't do well as a third vice president, somebody can come in to compete with you who had always been in strategic committee before at the second vice president level. But we have never had anybody succeed in doing that, okay? Never. They've made attempts, I know, of at least 3 different occasions, but it never succeeded, because even those who are there also would have learned the ropes, and people will have seen them that this one has learned the ropes. He is already better than this newcomer. So it's the same for whoever becomes the Olubadan, because he would have been ascending either the Balogun line or the Olubadan line. Now, the issue of somebody dying at the age of 84, that's just how God wanted it to be. There are those, can you remember Baba Ashanike? The man reigned for about 11 years or so. And people will say he had died, and the man would just come on television and say he had not died. I also remember Kabiyesi Baba Lano. Baba Lano was about 91 when he ascended the throne. And he did not die until he was 101 years old. So, in fact, at the time that he ascended the throne, he was already older than the man that died at 84. So, anything can happen. Let me also now tell you, the present Ashipa Olubadan, who is likely to move on to Otun, was my friend when we were in the university. And we thought by now, and mind you, we are also in our 60s already, we thought by now that he would have become the Olubadan at the age of, but would he kill the people ahead of him?
Fair enough.
No, he would not. So he's still learning the ropes, but in learning the ropes, is he not also getting old now? Okay. So that is just to answer that question of, oh, why don't you introduce young people? And this person that I'm talking about, Kabiesi Daisy, his father, Abakola Daisy, is still alive. And rather than Abakola Daisy queuing,
the son,
he puts the son there. The son is over 60, going to 70 now, like me. And he's not yet there. He still has about, if you can't, roughly about 3 or 4 people still ahead of him. Or no, maybe two or three people. And you cannot kill those ahead, okay? So there is that positive side to it. Then there is a factor of God to the longevity. It's not in the hands of man. There is the issue of learning through the ranks. Do you know in China, you can't just become the Chinese premier suddenly.
Okay.
You start from the very rudiments and, you know, from your borough or county or whatever, and they start observing you. By the time
it's like having experience.
That is it. So that's why I said I love that about the Olubadan ascendancy. It's better than in some communities, they just say because your father had been king.
Just pick you up.
So whether you are responsible or not, then you become king. So in a place like Ibadan, there is the likelihood that before you are even made the Mogaji, you must be one of the most responsible from your family. So it is not about your father was
the king
and you're next in line.
And because you are next in line, whether you are a drunkard or irresponsible person, you just become.
All right, Ajibs, I think we've talked so much on Ibadan. Let's go to Ijebu because it's not only on of the Olubadan that died now.
Yeah, okay. Why did you put me on the spot there? Okay, Oba Adetono, he reigned for an incredible 65 years, definitely.
Yes.
From 1960 up until 2025.
Yes.
Talk about him. I just want to hear your opinion personally.
Well, it's interesting. He's perhaps the longest reigning monarch that I am aware of in Nigeria. He became king before I was born. So I grew up in the primary school learning about who the Awujale of
Ijebu land
was. And
yes.
Yes, because as at that time, the Ataoja of Osogbo was Oba Samuel Adeleye Adenle. The Oni of Ife was Oba Adesoji Aderemi, you know. And so all those other names are long gone, and I've even had successors, maybe 2 or 3 successors after them. But this man is still there, so was still there until a few days ago. So I think that was extraordinary God's grace upon him. But again, in comparison with my preferred ascendancy pattern of the Olubadan, a 26-year-old person can never be the Olubadan. I don't know how he wants to do it. So Oba Sikiru Adetono ascended his father's throne at the age of 26. And he was there for those 65 years. So I think that is also remarkable. That has its own pluses and minuses too. Maybe when you ask for that question.
Yes, I was going to ask of that. What impact now do you think this kind of reign,
a long reign,
yes, a very long one indeed, have on the tradition of Yoruba land? The impact of longevity.
There is their own advantage too, in that the man whom God allows to reign, because even amongst those that operate that kind of, we've seen people come from one royal lineage, spend 3-4 years and still dies at a relatively young age. I've had quite a number of my friends turned fathers, in the sense that they become royal fathers, that have since died, you know. And when they became traditional rulers, we thought, oh, okay, some of our own childhood friends too are becoming, some of them are long gone. And when I see the people who have replaced them now, much younger than us, you know, And so that's just the way it is. So it has that impact that whoever lives long on that kind of a throne has a long experience behind him of how things were done at particular points in time. Until Obasikiru Adetono died, he would have told you about the time that Obafemi Awolowo was premier and how, because the process of making him a traditional ruler actually started in 1959. It was only that it was in January 1960 that he was finally convinced. The young man had just left Nigeria to go and study accountancy in London. I am not sure he was very keen on
about kingship.
Yes, from what I read
at the time
in his autobiography, it wasn't, oh, I'm going home to become, you know. The man was just settling down to his studies when the previous Awujale died, and the Ifa oracle picked him, not any of those on ground in Ijebu land. And so grants had to be prepared for him to return. And by 1960, Akintola had become premier. So can you imagine all of those that had been premier with his either preparation for ascendancy or actually being installed as the Awujale? And then think of all those military governors. I can only remember a few: General Adeyinka Adebayo, General Oluwole Rotimi, Medaye Jemi Benwon, and so many others that before Jemi Benwon was the last governor of Western State, and then they now moved on to, I think it was General Dia, then the colonel or something that became governor there. So imagine all the governors that this same Awujale of Ijebuland served with. And then a BC Onabanjo who actually deposed him.
Yeah.
No, in fact, what am I saying? General Dia was the one that came. I can't remember the rank of Dia when he was governor. He could have been colonel. I can't remember now. So it was BC Onabanjo that deposed Oba Awujale as then governor of Ogun State. But once the courts restored him, then the military government of Dia did not appeal the ruling of the court. And so he kept on being there. And after that, you also know the number of other governors that have been. This same Kabiyesi must have served with about 10 or more governors and military administrators. He saw it all.
But what are the odds, though? I mean, Obasikiru Adetono and the ex-president Muhammadu Buhari before his demise, them dying like on the same day. Does that? I mean, how is that connection? Do you see it as fate, or there was something in play there?
It's just God.
There is no story attached to it.
I don't think there's any story attached to it. If there's any story attached to it, to anything that would connect Buhari and Obasikiru Adetono, General Buhari as he then was, struck a few days after, and it had nothing to do with the Awujale. By coincidence, Chief BC Onabanjo had suspended Obasikiru Adetono and had in fact arranged for his deposition, and his deposition was supposed to be announced in January of 1984. And Buhari struck, or Buhari's boys struck, because Buhari was not even essentially part of the people that struck, but they saw him as a symbol and then called him to come and be head of state. And so the person that was now appointed as governor in Ogun State didn't appeal the judgment of the courts, because again, the courts are very interesting. That's our judicial system. They should go and look inwards and do something about it. The law should be the law. But sometimes you find out that the mood of the day dictates how they interpret the law, even in courts, because everything was all about deposing Obasikiru Adetono
at the time.
Until the military came, and I don't know what happened. The same courts now gave judgments early in the new year that Sikiru Adetono should no more be deposed. And General Diria, military administrator Dia, did not appeal the judgment. And that is why God gave him another 41 years on the throne.
Fair enough.
All right. Still on the issue of Awujale, you mentioned that the Awujale was disposed at a time. Now, do you deposed rather, yes, at a particular time when he was the Awujale there? What can you say about resilience and the involvement of politics in monarchy in that sense? Do you think it is right for a democratic leader or a military leader to interfere with monarchy in that sense?
I honestly don't think it is, because elsewhere in the world where monarchy and constitutional government are related, it is actually the monarchy that can call for early elections in a place like the United Kingdom. The Queen can call for early elections. The Queen can ask the Prime Minister to vacate office and all that. But I've never heard of any Prime Minister asking the King or the Queen of England to vacate office. So it's the other way that it happened here. And what was the cause of this thing? The interesting thing is, from what I read about even those two people, Chief Bisi Onabanjo, and late Kabiyesi, both of them are now late, were actually good friends. They had been together in England at one point in time or the other. One had helped the other with some medical issues, and they were just ordinary family friends. But, you know, sometimes petty issues will just arise amongst individuals. The Kabiyesi said he was going abroad for medical attention. How old was he? What medical attention was a 41-year-old man looking for at that time? You know, was in his 40s, and wrote a note to the governor, and the governor said no. The note just indicated that you are informing me. You should not be informing me as governor. You should seek for permission. That was it. And before we knew what was happening, that one too felt, and he didn't know BC was no more BC. It was His Excellency BC.
Now. And that was it.
That was it. And Chief BC Onabanjo too didn't know it wasn't Sikiru anymore. It was Oba Sikiru Adetono.
Yes, right.
And that was before. So power play on a relatively insignificant issue. So those are some of the issues that we may have to look at in our constitution too, because even right now, the monarchy is even subjected to the local governments. You know, I said it. I'm surprised that the traditional rulers in Osun State all just kept mute when Governor Ademola Adeleke, I'm one of the few people that criticized him when he said, if they don't resolve issues in Ifon and Ilobuo and Erin, that he will depose the monarchs. We don't respect our monarchs. Shouldn't say something like that outside. If I were to be the governor, I will meet the Kabiyesis inside their room. Baba, but I will come to the open. Our traditional rulers must be supported in making sure that there is peace in town. Not that the governor now comes, if there is no peace there, I depose you. What message are you sending to the people? So that's the kind of thing that Bisi Onabanjo did. That's the kind of thing that I think Rimi also did it in Kano. And such things. Thank God I am not a traditional prince, so as not anybody to say I'm fighting for. I can never be king of any community, but I think the kings should have more respect. The only way I can be king is if they make me Mogaji in Ibadan. And then I will have to wait until I'm about 120 before I become king there.
All right, I have this one very quickly. Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, also known as K1D, the Ultimate, has been appointed as Olori Omoba. That's Olori Omoba, thank you, of Ijebuland.
Yes.
The title was conferred on him by the Awujale of Ijebu, that's Oba Sikiru Kaide Adetono. Do you see the possibility of Wasiu Ayinde becoming the next?
Honestly, I've not studied what
goes in there.
What goes on there. I know that they have 4 ruling houses. I can't even remember the names of those 4 ruling houses right now. Okay. But I know they have 4 ruling houses. So and I know that ordinarily, I think Billy Bua is the ruling family.
There are actually 3 ruling houses.
Were there 3?
Yes, 3 ruling houses. We just got that info.
I had about 4. So if it is 3, that's why I said I am not familiar.
Very sure, yeah.
But whatever, at least one of the ruling houses will now be excluded because they are the one who has had Oba Sikiru Adetono.
They've had their tenure.
Not only have they had their tenure, they have taken so much
out of their time.
They should not even talk at all.
Yeah, I get that part.
If that musician that you one that belongs to any of the other ruling houses and is eligible, let him come forward and let the Ifa oracle, determine whether he is the one in line.
Personally, sir, is that what still determines it, like in this day and time?
That is what the Yorubas say. That is what our tradition says. Okay? And I am not going to tamper with issues of the traditions. Okay. I am a reverend canon of the Anglican Church. Okay? And I know we have our liturgy in the Anglican Church. We have our traditions there. And even if there is any of the lines of the liturgy that I do not agree with, I dare not openly query such.
Definitely.
Okay? In fact, the day I do such, that Reverend Canon title is withdrawn automatically.
Fair enough. So, fair enough.
The same way, if the Yorubas say that Ifa says something, the day I say, where is the Ifa? Then I may have to pack my load out of Yoruba land.
All right.
But you and I know that some of these Ifas. In fact, let me tell you an interesting story that I read from the memoirs of Oba's Sikiru Adetono. He said when he was going to be, as part of the traditional rites that they were doing, they said he must pass through a particular body of water, and his feet must not touch the body of water, and somebody must carry him across. And he said, okay, no problem, carry me. And they said, no, it's not free. So he had to pay heavily for that. And well, he could not complain. So he took it. That is Ifa for you. And then they now said they must take him past.
Okay. Okay. I think I get it. I get it.
Ajivika is now understanding the Ifa in that. And so they said that he also must not pass through a particular path where there was one Iroko tree a second time, and that he should take a good look at that Iroko tree, because if he ever saw that Iroko tree again, he will die. Several years after, he used his influence to create a road across that
pathway.
It was after he had passed like 4 or 5 times that he remembered, I'm not supposed to have seen this Iroko tree.
Fair enough.
And the man lived 65 years on the throne, up to the age of 91, before Ifa remembered that
it was about time
that was actually
joined his ancestors.
Exactly. So that's it.
That's a good one.
Okay, actually,
we move to our president, the ex-president?
Yes, we go to Buhari's aspect, but in Ijabode we have 4 rolling houses. I just got that from the director.
Yes, there are 4 rolling houses.
Kilaye or some Ani Kilaya. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Fashubua, and we have Fidi Pote and
Fidi Pote. You should have remembered Fidi Pote ni Jebode Oropo.
And lastly, we have.
I didn't remember that. I remember the Oropo, you know.
The Agbele. So we have 4 actually.
Yes,
I just got that confirmation from the director. Thank you very much to shout out to our director, right? Our producer rather, right there. Now moving to President Buhari, IGBK is like. You want to talk about the immediate past?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to ask like his personal opinion, architect, on what you feel the life that General Muhammadu Buhari lived before he passed on.
Well, he lived a good life for himself. And for the Fulani
people, of your for himself family.
The way started.
For his Fulani people and for northern Nigeria. But honestly, in my opinion, he wasn't a Nigerian nationalist, as some of the people close to him would want to paint him. I've listened to Femi Adesina, our own brother from Ikpetumodu here, who said, oh, Buhari loved Nigeria. I would say, yes, Buhari loved Nigeria after he loved Daura and the Fulani people and the North. But there's a limit to which I can also blame him for that, because somebody will say, even Jesus Christ said, you shall be my disciples, and you shall disciple people first in Jerusalem, then in Judea, then in Samaria, and then the other. So that is exactly what Buhari did. He loved the people of Daura and the people of his village in Niger Republic, where he extended a rail network to. When rail network did not pass through, any new rail network has not passed through Oshogbo. Never has any rail network passed through Ife or other places, you know, but you are extending it to Niger Republic. And when there was an issue in Ibadan about Fulanis, it was quick to go and see the then governor Lamadeshina, you know, to fight on behalf of his Fulani people. But with all the killings in Owo and everywhere, I never saw a president come and commiserate with us in Owo, in Yoruba land and all that. So, and there are so many other things that I can point to, okay? I can start mentioning them one by one that will indicate he was more of a northerner and a man of the Fulanis, not even just northerner, because I didn't see any video clip of people in Western Nigeria or in Eastern Nigeria celebrating his passing. It was the Hausas of Northern Nigeria that were celebrating that a Fulani man that they thought was more Fulani than any other thing. So it wasn't even that he was a northerner, he was more of a Fulani man than any other thing. And that was why he is the one that started what our own Baba, you can call him brother, but I think the man must be much older than I think has been announced. So, but for official purposes, let me call him our brother, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has also inherited that now and is entrenching it further. And that is tribalism and nepotism. Only people of my own family and immediate surroundings. Now we have 4 ministers from Ogun State. And the whole of Igbo land also has only 4 ministers. And there are still ministers from Osun, from Oyo, from Ekiti, from, you know. But that started with Buhari. Buhari was the one that started it. He was the one that entrenched it. Everybody that must matter in the government must be Fulani, not even just a northerner. Let me finish. Even when he was at the PTF, he handed over PTF to one consultancy outfit African Projects Consultancy, something like that, APC. All of the directors were Northerners. And they were running the entire budget of petroleum resources of Nigeria that was essentially in the south and the southeast of Nigeria. And they mismanaged the resources, and till tomorrow they cannot explain about 25 billion naira. So, but because they were people from the north and essentially Fulani people that were directors of APC, they were not APC party, African Projects Consortium or something like that. Okay? Ahmad, I've forgotten the man's name now, Ahmad Liju, something like that, you know, and his team, all of them Northerners. Then his first coming as head of state, there was a currency change because they believed that some people were taking currencies out of Nigeria and bringing other currencies in. And shortly after this currency exchange, the borders were closed, air terminals, sea terminals, and everywhere. And nothing was coming into Nigeria unless it was checked very well. But when the emir of, I've forgotten the name of that community now, the uncle of his ADC then, his ADC was Major Jokolo, emir of Bangu, something like that. I remember the name. Came in with 53 suitcases from Saudi Arabia because the man was his father-in-law, uncle-in-law, and because the man was Fulani from the north and emir of a northern community, they allowed him to come in with the 53 suitcases.
Whoa.
In fact, he instructed his ADC, Mustafa Jokolo, to go and ensure that the suitcases
were not tampered
that
with.
Mustafa Jokolo later succeeded that emir. So that you will know the emirates that I'm talking about. So you will see everything was about himself and the north. People will say, oh, Babatunde Idiagbon, who was his deputy at that time, wielded so much powers. That's because, well, naturally, Buhari always ceded power to somebody. He ceded the power of PTF to the APC, like I told you. But the power of the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that he ceded to a Babatunde Idiagbon. Babatunde Idiagbon only bore a Yoruba name. So it was just two Fulanis in government at that point in time. So if you ask me, and somebody is trying to paint him a nationalist, I would say he was a Fulani nationalist at best, not even a northern Nigerian nationalist.
All right, I was coming to you, made mention of when Buhari was in office during his administration.
Gwandu, Emir of Gwandu. That's the name I was trying to remember.
When he was in power, he made use of Northerners the most. And now the administration of President Bola Tinubu is making use of Southerners the most. I want to ask, like, as a Nigerian, and I want to hear your opinion. Don't you think this is a reflection of people you trust or people you know are the people you're bringing into your administration to use? What about?
All right. So Olusegun Obasanjo trusted people, and among those trusted people were people from the north, from the east, virtually evenly distributed. Is there anything wrong with that? Goodluck Jonathan trusted people, and they were all from all over the country. Anything wrong with that? I've picked somebody from the southwest now who was president and didn't do anything about being an ethnic bigot. I've picked somebody from the south. Even Yaradua, Umaru Yaradua.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Also had representation from all over
Different
Nigeria.
tribes.
So it is when Buhari came that ethnicity became an issue. And when Emilokan also got there, he thought Emilokan láti kó gbogbo ẹ̀ wá sí southwest. That's what is happening. Or even if it is not in the southwest, even if it's in north central, it must be somebody bearing a Yoruba name in the north central.
So was it national when he passed? Was it national mourning or it was just mockery?
When who passed?
When Buhari passed.
I already answered that question. That as Africans, we don't mock the dead. So we are all still mourning. But that does not stop us from saying what you are. You will only be remembered by what you have done. You know, it's one of those hymns that I love in the Anglican Church. Only remembered, only remembered, only remembered by what you have done.
Either good or bad.
Whether good or bad. And so we are remembering Buhari now for all that he did, good for his Fulani people, and perhaps bad for the rest of us.
Fair enough.
Do you know even one of the reasons why Bola Ahmed Tinubu was pushed to say Emilokan was because it was being touted that President Buhari wanted to hand over to the Senate president then, Senator, if you remind me of his name.
What's his name? I'm trying to recall his name as well.
That was the person he wanted to hand over to. Another Fulani
man.
So,
yes, Senator Lawan.
Yes.
Lawan, that was the Senate president at that time.
You are right.
Yes.
So he wanted to hand over to Senator Lawan. At least there were speculations about that. And that one too was already carrying the body language of another Fulani.
And that was why he stepped in.
So, and then the man said,
All right. Now, you know, you said something that we don't mock the dead. However, on social media, we have different reactions there. You see, we could see young people, especially young Nigerians on social media with so much mocking rather than mourning.
They don't understand. Look, all of us will die one day. And the day you die, everybody around you cannot be your friend. There will be some that will be happy that the best of human beings will still have somebody that will be happy that that person died. That's the truth of the matter. Wow. Because Ibadan Agbotikuyo, it is because the man who had been there had been stopping the rest of us from being promoted along the ladder. So when he dies,
local law.
Exactly. So, and it's like that too.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be governor. Everybody wants to be senator. Everybody. So how much,
if that space is not being vacated,
like the KBAC that I greeted and said, I know you mean it.
You mean it. That's like
the princes we say Kakposi.
Fair enough.
It's the same way that everybody who wants to be governor, chairman of council, will be thinking of Kakposi for the present one that is there.
Leave so that
most of the time, except you have the Spirit of God in you. So I do not agree with those that mocked Buhari, because they will also die too someday. And they don't know the nature of death that will take them. They don't know whether they will ever live as long as Buhari did. They don't know whether they will ever have the kind of fame. We've been discussing Buhari for how many minutes now? And that's the way it's been discussed all over the world. These ones mocking him, will they ever be discussed beyond their villages?
All right. Lastly, as a politician, you know that Buhari was a strong force in northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
And he has this capacity to dictate and, I mean, make a statement on things that happen in northern Nigeria. Do you think anybody is capable now of filling in that position that he has vacated?
It will be difficult. It will be difficult because part of that cohesion was obtained by a facade that was essentially false. And so the eyes of the people are open now that this man that they thought was for the entire North and everybody was around him was actually more about the Fulanis than the entire North. Okay? And these people that everybody thought was living a Spartan life could in person have been living a Spartan life, but we have had reports of his children flying around in the presidential jets for parties and all sorts. And we've seen the monumental fraud that took place under him, either by his abandoning what he ought to have done by negligence or whatever. But a lot of fraud also took place under him. So it may be difficult, the same way it has been difficult to have anybody replace Obafemi Awolowo in Western Nigeria. I don't think anybody can easily replace a Buhari in northern Nigeria.
Lastly, from my end, is there any policy in Buhari's administration that you want to comment?
That I want to commend? Well, I'm trying to think very hard because I want to be as fair as possible to him. And maybe if you remind me of one, I'll quickly agree with you.
Femi.
Mention one, then I'll probably want to quickly agree with you.
Well, that's why I had to throw it open. I would like you to,
because most of the things that I remember about him, I liked him as a person ordinarily.
Okay.
But these other issues, there is one more thing I also didn't like about what he did. This talking about the blood of monkey and baboon will mix when, you know. So, but what you are asking about is what policy that he came up with. Ajibike, help me. I will agree with you if you can mention one.
No, sir. I would rather be silent on that.
No, honestly, I want to remember.
Okay, since you cannot remember a case.
If you remind me, I will agree with you.
Okay.
Because it couldn't have been all bad.
Yes.
Definitely.
There must have been something good about him that is for the entirety of Nigeria and not for Fulani people alone. You know, but I honestly cannot, because the more I'm struggling to remember, the more I'm remembering things like Ruga and wanting to take waterways, everything just about the Fulanis.
So,
right,
I mean, your take home, sir, what do you want us to take home? What do you want the Nigerians and everybody that is watching you right now from the death of
let me say something positive that I heard about Buhari.
Beautiful.
Pastor Tunde Bakari said that Buhari would welcome anybody, Christian, Muslim. He would even ask you to pray for him. I think that is something good if it is true. That, you know, he didn't show
let's take that.
extremism.
Well, I think that's something.
You can always take that.
But I had to struggle so hard to just, I was thinking of Tunde Bakari and Femi Adesina, that let me borrow something from either of these two
from
people. But all I could hear from Femi Adesina, no, I can't pick any of those things.
Is that
many of them are
he would have died earlier if he was in Nigerian hospitals.
You know, something like that. But, you know, I respect Pastor Tunde Bakari, so I'll take that from him.
It's all right, sir. So as we go home, because of the warmth of our time, sir,
yes.
what do we hold on to? What is that thing you want Nigerians, anybody watching you right now, to just hold on to from the death of these three prominent men?
Well, they should know that all of us will die one day. Whatever your hands find to do, that's somewhere in Ecclesiastes, I believe, chapter 9 or 10. Do with all of your might. For there is no device, no strength, nothing in the grave where we are all going. So we will all one day go to that grave. Most unfortunately for me, I had to be at the burial of one of my childhood friends and classmates, an architect, this last Thursday. And I was shaken when I saw, because I just spoke to this man about 3 or 4 days before he died. All my journey from Oshogbo to Ibadan, 2 hours journey, I was discussing with him, chatting, recounting old times. And I was shocked when I saw his obituary. If I had to look at the names, looked at the first name, look at the middle name, the surname, I said, no, it cannot be true. Then I called his lines, switched off. Then I scrolled down and I saw his photograph. Then I knew it was real. So death is real. Whether you die at the age of 91 like Oba Sikiru Adetono, or at the age of 84 like Oba Olankulenyi, or at the age of, how old was Buhari? 82 or 83 when he died.
Yes.
Those are people that have even lived long. You know, I'm a Christian. The Bible says in Genesis chapter 6 that my spirit will not always strive with man. His days shall be 120 years. But when troubles became too much for Moses and David, they said the days of a man are 70 years, and if he's able to live up to 80 years, there could be a lot of strife in it. Choose what you want to choose. Jesus Christ himself died at the age of 33. Most importantly, what will people say after you are gone? Whatever age that you pass on, that is what matters the most.
What will people say about you after you are gone. I think that would be the last thing I'm going to take as a take home on that segment. It's been a wonderful and an insightful time discussing about the three prominent individuals who passed away in July in Nigeria, talking about the Awujale of Ijebu land, the Olubadan of Ibadan, and the immediate past president of Nigeria. And it has been a wonderful discussion time with the architect Goke Omigbodo. He's also a clergyman and substantive chairman of our Fen Ferry here in Osun State. Thank you very much for your time, sir.
My pleasure, always being with you.
And once again, thank you very much, because I get to understand that you had to travel far this week and you still found out time to be here
with
once
us.
again. Thank you.
And I'm excited to be here. It gives me the opportunity to see Femi wearing a cap, a Yoruba cap.
All right, while he bleeds right now,
and I can see Ajibike is jealous that I'm just admiring Femi today.
We want to go for my work, my pride. What you do that puts food on your table, definitely that is your work and your pride. So don't go nowhere. We're going to be right back.
Just stay with us.
All right, I'm pretty excited to read the profile of our second guest, who are well seated here in the studio. And when I say we, automatically I mean it is not one person. Our second guest, Obiad Guys, is a dynamic Nigerian musical duo whose harmonious journey began in the corridors of a secondary school. Okay, I do not have that there, and whose artistic collaboration blossomed during the university years. Comprising two exceptionally talented artists, Obiad Guys has carved a distinct niche for themselves in the vibrant Nigerian music scene. The story of Obiad Guys can be tracked or traced back to their secondary school days, when two young souls, each driven by a sharpened passion for music, formed an unbreakable friendship. Their bond was not only rooted in shared laughter and teenage adventures, but also in their mutual love for creating melodies and penning lyrics. These two individuals shared not only a strong friendship, but also a deep passion for music, which would ultimately become the foundation of their artistic partnership, inspired by the rich musical culture that thrives in Nigeria. Okay, join me this morning as a welcome. Obiad Guys, good morning.
Thank you for having us.
How are you? Why are you clapping for me? You know, I was reading that profile, and the truth is I got into it at some point because I could see, I deduced love amongst these two. Now, Obiad Guys, I want to know originally, what is your name?
Ayomiko.
And you are?
Ayomide.
Okay.
Okay.
A square on the show.
Mikomide.
So, all right, at this point, we quickly go on this break.
We want to have
their music. We'll be right back. Right here seated, I like to call them A2 or A square. We have well, they're going to introduce themselves properly. However, first question, who Obiad Guys? The two of you.
No, we will. Well, me, I feel Obiad Guy for now. I feel Obiad Guy for now. I feel Obiad Guy.
Okay, for now you feel Obiad Guy. So after we are out here, you know Obiad Guy.
What brought about that name, Obiad Guys, though?
I'll say, before we chose that name, like, we had a whole lot of names that we like chew back and forth for like 6 months before we decided to pick one. But when we decided to pick one, we wanted something that when you hear it, at least even if you might not be familiar with it, it will prick you to want to remember it at another time or something. And so we decided to use something more or less like a sentence and just leave the idea open to everybody.
Do you agree with this? Was that it for you?
Yes. We had a conversation about not having a regular name or something common. Because when you are when you want to choose your artist name these days, you need to search up a lot, and you are going to find out a lot of people have used a lot of names.
Yeah.
People are very creative. So whatever you are thinking, like 20 other people have thought of it. So we decided to pick something that is going to be unique and can serve as a sentence and a question.
Yes, okay.
All right. When Ajibs was reading your profile, she made mention of you starting from secondary school. Like, what drew you together?
Oh, they should run us through the journey?
Yes. What drew you together? We want you to point out that, and also tell us how did you discover that both of you? You know, one thing about collaboration is human beings are difficult to deal with.
Yes.
Before you see two people go on a journey from secondary school
Even
to
twins,
this
they
point.
broke up.
Even, of course, even twins, they fight. Not to talk of people from different, families you started in secondary school and on and on. I like the fact you mentioned you had a conversation and you came to a consensus and came up with this.
Yes.
Run us through this.
So in secondary school, we met in secondary school through a friend.
Okay.
Not like you were in the same school?
No, we're in the same school.
Okay.
Same school, was a boarding house. So we met through a friend. We used to talk one or two. We were not really close at some point. But I think few months to when we're going to end secondary school journey, he had one contraband MP3. Palito. So yes, he's always plugged whenever we are not around officials, because we went to a military school.
Okay.
So he's going to plug his earpiece and listen to music. So we used to go to him to ask for his MP3.
That's the big
It was
boss.
your motonso, I guess.
As like a big bad guy.
Yes. So
It's the one that he said is actually the bad guy currently.
So I'll go to him some nights, we'll just look for somewhere and listen to music together. So it was just listening at that point. Then secondary school ended, went our separate ways. We met again in OAU pre-degree, went to OAU pre-degree. So at that point, we used to talk about music, or just talk about music. We didn't even know we were going to do music or nothing like that. So after pre-degree, he got into OAU. I went to a different school. So for like 3 years there was no conversations and no meetings. Then one time I went to Ife and I went to see him. I went to see a lot of my friends because I made a lot of friends in OAU because I went to see him and I was like, oh, I'm going to the studio this evening. Are you interested in going? He goes to the studio a lot. Just to sit and chill. He doesn't even sing or nothing. So I'm like, let's go. So we went to the studio, and from there, we used to go to the studio. I used to enjoy going to the studio. If I go to Ife, I'll call him, we'll go to the studio. We'll just sit in the studio and watch people record. We didn't even know we could make music, and we're just there. So one day, I traveled, and I called him. I'm like, what these people used to do in the studio, I feel like I can do it too. And he said,
pour up in
yes, something I feel like, let me try it. And I said, be honest with me. If it doesn't go, if it doesn't sound good, then I'll just leave it.
Like music is not for us.
Yes, it's not for us.
Were you sure that he's going to tell you the truth?
Yes.
Even if you don't sound good?
Yes.
You know, sometimes
when it comes to music, I'm always very blunt with it. So like,
guy,
if it's not just, it's not just.
Yes. And to a very, very large extent, I would say like 80%, we like the same type of music. We listen to the same thing. Okay. Knowing that from secondary school, so I was sure it was going to be honest.
Let me pause you there. What's your genre of music?
Afrobeat.
Afrobeat.
Okay.
Afrobeat.
So he said, you know what, we'll do it together. And that was the first time I went to the studio together.
This time, our first record,
did it together. And
what was the title of this first record and this first track?
I'm not sure you find it online.
No, I just want the title. What did you title it? What did you title it?
Nah, so it could
be like, funny enough.
And that's so it can be.
Yeah, that's so it can be. And from there, it was just studio sessions after studio sessions. And we didn't see for a while, but we came back.
We came back
like,
together.
Let's do this now. We're playing with it then.
Okay.
Like, we can take this professional. We can do it.
So back to you now, Hobby.
That's Ayomi Kun.
Yes,
I know.
This is
Okay,
Ayomide, this
Ayomi
is
Day,
me.
that's Ayomi Kun. Okay.
Yeah, so how long has it been, like, you doing music professionally, the inception of Obi Hard Guy?
I'll say professionally, we started out after the pandemic. That was 2021.
Okay.
But during the pandemic, the pause and the break gave everybody a lot of time to make old connections and really see life in a different light, because we didn't know where we were heading to at that point in time.
Everybody was just locked inside.
We're all just... So during that period, we got to connect back. Though we hadn't spoken for a long time, but we got to connect back, and then we started playing. We weren't playing COD, we were playing games. We now built a closer bond after the long break, and then we shared ideas and decided, like, we took a lot of time. Even before we even decided to let's start it, we had conversations, and then, like, what are we waiting for? Seems like everything is pointing to this direction. Why don't we just
follow it,
take it very serious, and then see it through?
So how many songs have you guys, like, recorded together now? Like, that you can say?
We've been working for, like, that's like 5 years now.
Okay.
So, like, we have a whole lot of songs, like, in our archive. But the ones that we've professionally put out, we've put out, like, at least five great songs now.
Wow, impressive. All right, now coming back to the journey for you both. Now, I want individually. Now, you saw interest in one another. You could see that you could work together, and you agreed to do that. However, were there resistance from parents? Now, you said the story of you went to a military school, but he was your moton, so he found a way to sneak in an MP whereby he would just plug it, and if soldier catch you, you're gone.
No, they went to a military school.
It's crazy, yeah.
But you know how to handle it, whereby so now, were there, aside the issue of you went to a military school, were there other resistance from parents or from guardian or anyone who had influence on you, and how did you handle it?
For me,
yes,
I would say there was a resistance initially, because we all know the African home. I was like, but I would say my mom was also gentle on the part too, because even though she has what she wants for her kids, she still gives them the
liberty,
the space to still express themselves. So it wasn't like, I could tell there was a little bit of, I don't like this, but in the long run, I realized that she got to understand it, and then for everybody else, I think it was a lot easier.
Ayomiko, where are you from?
State of origin.
Yeah, state of origin.
Wow.
And you?
Oyo.
Wow, these are two entities coming to Osun. So how long have you been in Osun State, and how long have you been in Osun State?
I think it's been like 2 or 3 years.
3 years.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
So you started this musical career basically from this part?
No, not really.
Online, but yes, we started working.
But we started working in Osun.
I was in Oshogbo at the time, and I was looking for a producer, a studio. It was in Lagos. So we had a conversation about me going out to look for a producer and studio. And so after trying 1 or 2 places, we found Sound Deals.
That's
my guy. Okay. What musical artist influenced you a whole lot, like, growing up? Like, these are the musical artists you look forward to.
You said that a strong one. You don't put them on the spot.
So this is me generally, like you said, like, I listen to music. For me, initially at the early stages was love. Like, I wanted to enjoy good melody, good music. So I listened to a whole lot of people. So I can't particularly say I have one.
No, you gotta give me names.
I'm serious. Okay, I'll give names, but, like, I can't particularly say I picked one thing from one person. But I listened to at the early stages of my career, I listened to the kind of music that I even played on radio stations as then were foreign songs. So I think the inception, I would say, were a whole lot of foreign songs. The Neo, the Beyoncés, the Alicia Keys, the Pinks. But then when at one point in time, Nigerian music started to gain its own ground. Even so, yeah. So at the early stages of when Nigerian music were also gaining, we had the Two Face, the P Squares, and the bands, the Banky W, the Wizkids.
Okay, hold on that. What about you, Mekong? Did you start up like that too? You know, who be hard guys? You're just trying to form hard guy for me. Like, you could have easily told me, oh, growing up, I love the likes of them boys too many.
No, but this is the thing.
The
Like,
Craig David.
you can't put me on the spot.
We just wanted to form that I be hard guy. We all started. Okay, what about you, Miko? Who were those artists you do listen to growing up?
You don't put that on the spot.
The thing is, my own even worse. I was not listening to music very much for a long time. Is the music consumer. Like I said, even in secondary school, he listens to a lot of genres and everything.
Music into school.
It's music. People they smuggle differences at school. He smuggles music into.
I like that.
So before, I think sometimes back in OAU when I started going to the studio with him, this type of person that listens to just one song. If I have a song I really like, everyone around me is going to know the song word for word. I'm just going to wear the song out. I might not even know the name of the artist per se. So he put me on albums. Say, listen to albums. You are going to find amazing. That's how you understand an artist, listening to albums. I'm like, okay. So I started listening to albums. And like he said, but I would say influences. Let me say, I can't mention it. I listen to my playlist.
Okay, when you create music, who handles is it that you guys like portion yourself to, okay, you give us lyrics, let's work on the beats, who brings this? How do you guys
or you write your songs yourself
together?
So like a relationship, let me use a relationship to explain it. In a relationship, sometimes the man might be at 80%, the woman might be at 20%, sometimes the woman might be at 50%. So like how the vibe comes, we share the percentage. There are times that I won't even be able to write.
Anything.
It takes on the full writing, and then when it's time to record, we portion. Sometimes we even in between a verse we even share position. So I think it's very flexible. I can just say it's very flexible.
Yes, and sometimes we even have conversations before working
on the song. Yeah,
we sit and say, okay, what direction do we want the song to go before we even write anything. We talk to our producer. We have our producer on the seat and say, okay, this is how we want this song to feel. So the feeling is going to direct us, and we are there writing, say, okay, no, these lyrics will work, this doesn't work, and so it's flexible.
So if I get you clearly now, your lyrics, you guys do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know there are some artists that they write songs for them. Their own is just you.
I think we're very stubborn with writing.
Yeah, that's why you are
hard guys.
Writing for
ourselves.
So what's your take on Osun music entertainment industry right now? How do you see our entertainment space here in Osun State?
Okay, so coming to Osogbo, because I chose Osogbo for us to come and develop our sound, because we recorded for a year or two plus before we dropped any song. So I know Osogbo to be a peaceful place. I like Osogbo. So I came to Osogbo. I didn't know much about the entertainment scene here. Then we started recording songs, and then we put out our songs, and then people like it. And then we start meeting other people.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Osogbo doesn't have a music industry yet.
I think it's still at its early stages.
Osun has, I think the entertainment industry.
Yeah, they have an entertainment industry, but like
early stages, but music industry
in particular,
there's no music industry.
May not really be strong.
But we are working on something. I feel like I think part of what causes that problem is, what's causing the problem is no collaboration, no support, not much things are going on in the music industry in Osun.
Wow, do you have any questions for them?
Now I'm still coming back to this last question. Now, you know, sometimes there are, as much as you have the same interest in line of music, your genre now, whenever you come to an aspect of differences, maybe you have an opinion, he has another opinion. How do you get to resolve it? I'm asking this question because of some persons watching you out there who are also collaborating with people and they have lost relationships due to differences. How do you get to resolve your differences? I want to hear from Ayomi first, then I'll hear from Ayomi.
Okay, so when we have, whether while making music or other stuff,
Yes.
what we try to do is understand. I think what breaks collaborations and what causes a strain in relationships when it comes to doing things together is understanding. You really need to understand what the other person is saying. And you need patience and understanding. So if he's saying, this is what I want to do, I just need to understand why. You get, I might know, sometimes understanding why people want to do what they want to do will help with accepting why they are doing it. You might say, I feel like this should go this way, and I'm like, why? So we ask why a lot, and then you are patient enough to listen to the full answer. You know, sometimes when you ask questions, the person is just putting their thoughts together, just trying to explain it. So patience and understanding.
Thank you very much. Yes, just in 30 seconds, Ayomide.
I'll use the same words,
Okay.
patience and understanding, because like every normal human interaction, sometimes it might clash ideas, and when it even comes to creating is even something else.
Exactly.
A lot of ideas fly, some might not come in sync and stuff. But when we get to this middle point, like, okay, this is the goal, will this work for it? Should we do it like this? There's always a lot of why and will this work? Because we are also particular about the consequences also. So yeah, we always have we talk a lot, so we have a lot of conversations. So we always come to a balance. I think that's how I'll say it.
Okay, because of the warmth of our time, it was really nice having this conversation with you. Be hard, guys. And I pray that, you know, like nothing comes in between these two. I don't want to hear 4 years, no waka later on. You understand? So help you, God.
All AU days done, you know that kind of
thing. So I'll just say keep up the good work. So now tell me, I mean, to young artists who are looking up to you, just in like 5 seconds, what do you have to say to young artists?
Keep working.
Okay.
What about you?
I think develop yourself. Let's just develop yourself.
Keep working, develop yourself. And that has been it about that on Spring Delights today. It was beautiful speaking to this Obi had guys. Not be them. We don't know whether not them. Okay, we're gonna. Do we have any musical?
Yes, we are giving you their songs. We have Extra Mile and Pray medley, and that's what we're using as a pattern shot for the show. Thank you very much for, you know, being a part of this show today.
Yeah.
I believe it has been delightful. And we'll be rounding it up with this beautiful music. And we are drawing the curtain here, Ajibike. My name is Olufemi Alagbe. Thanks for watching.
Definitely. My name is Ajibike and Jeremy Ojo. Have a beautiful weekend.
All right, can we draw that now?
Okay.